to say, start this with a little bit of love and positivity. We love all people of all races, religions, sexes. If you want to dress up as a woman, do whatever you want. The only problem I have is when it comes on to kids and stuff like that, and people that are under 18. But if you're an adult, do whatever you want. Much love and respect for whatever you want. I don't care. Maybe not love, but I might not love it, but do whatever you want. I don't care. I really don't care at the end of the day. But today we are going to be talking about the DOJ exploring ways to prohibit the trans from owning guns. Now, every redneck in America was already hoping for this to happen. So I guess Trump or whoever, the DOJ does speak for the people after all, which is a bit interesting to me. But we'll see what happens with this. And when we get a little bit more people in here, I'll give you my honest opinions with what I think is actually going to happen here. We also got this 7.5 minute long video that I want to play for you guys about the whole situation. We also got a lot going on in Florida. Rick Scott. Oh, screw Rick Scott. Hello, welcome in, Ozzy. Rick Scott was a horrible governor, but Ron DeSantis has decided that he's opening another alligator Alcatraz. I believe it's called Deportation Deport. Welcome in, Burnell. We're talking about, the whole situation going on. There's a lot of news in Florida. There's also been all over the news for the last, I would say, half a day and a half. Even since yesterday, I saw a couple articles about it. They are going to try to prohibit the trans community from gun ownership. Every redneck in America and a lot of common sense Americans were already thinking about this. Because to be honest, I've heard a lot of crazy stories that they won't tell you about. I'm not going to take a break, brother. Trump ain't going to take a break either. He's working extremely hard. Extremely hard. Both me and Trump do not take breaks. How can I take breaks when people have hundreds of thousands more subscribers than me? How can I take a break when my live streams are doing higher numbers than theirs? And, my channel isn't getting to their level yet. I can't take a break until I'm on that kind of level when I have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So a break isn't happening anytime soon. And even then, I'm probably not going to take a break because I really, really enjoy making these live streams for you guys. I really enjoy talking with you guys. So, no, I'm probably not going to take a break. But I will tell you guys, I am working on getting I'm looking for some new backgrounds and some posters for that wall behind me. And I'm also going to, get some new Trump hats, guys. So you guys will really enjoy it. I also have a tripod coming. It's like a good tripod. It's going to have some lights on it and stuff like that. Dems hate hard-working people. Yes, they do. They just want me to take a break. They want President Trump to take a break. But guess what? We're not taking a break. But we are getting some new hats. And just like I said, we're going to get a background poster. We're going to get a tripod. And I have some mics, but I need a piece for it to work. I'm going to be looking for that as well. So hopefully I can, I bought a piece for it, but it didn't really work for the microphone. So I don't know why it wasn't working, but anyway, there's a lot of stuff going on in the news right now. It's all about, DOJ, Trump's DOJ exploring ways to prohibit trans community, trans people, whatever the hell you want to call them, from owning guns. And every American, every American, common sense American, every American redneck has already been thinking the same thing. And to be honest with you, some of them want to go even farther. I've got my company hats I can send you. Hell yeah, I would be down to represent your company. I'm not sure what your company hats are or what your company is, but I'm down to do it for you, Burnell. But yeah, I like wearing hats, to represent what I like to represent. A lot of people will say, how can you wear a Trump hat when you don't support everything Trump does? I mean, I support a good 85 to 95% of everything Trump does. I mean, no president is perfect, but most of us all agree on the same stuff. Pointing at Biden for your choices while embracing Trump shows how utterly small your intelligent ability to discern anything is. That literally makes no sense. Do you think that you're intelligent because you use the word discern and intellect and embracing? No, maybe you should try to widen your vocabulary if you're going to sound like a smartass. But that's neither here nor there. Hey, remember me? To be quite honest with you, no, I don't remember you. But I do want to play this video in about 30 seconds or a minute. I'm going to play this video, but yeah, James, whatever. Oh, James, whatever. Maybe when you learn how to be coherent, James, then we can talk one-on-one. But everyone hit that like and subscribe button. And I'm going to start off with this video because I think it's a good video. I've been hearing about this here and there, but to be honest, all my redneck friends that I've been having live on the stream have all been saying the same thing. They should prohibit gun ownership for this community of people. Some of the rednecks have been saying they shouldn't even have a driver's license, but I'm not that extreme with it. But I'm just saying, I'm from Florida. Hello, Lucid. How are you? All right, I'll remember you, I guess. But double tap that screen, guys. Double tap. Let's get the likes up. Level up the likes. But let's start with this 7-minute clip here, and I'll just review it piece by piece. The mentally ill should not be having weapons like guns and other things. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. It really is.
This update as the Justice Department is considering...
Okay, before we start this, the way I think that they're actually going to get rid of the Second Amendment for these people is just like you've been to a mental hospital or a mental institution. In most states, you cannot own a gun. And it depends on some states. I believe in California, you can own one after like 5 years. This is even if you checked yourself into a mental institution. You checked yourself in yourself. Like you lose the rights to have firearms and whatnot. But like I said, before I get any hate comments, I don't care what people do in their personal time. It's not something that I personally like or support or love, but if they want to, do all this weird stuff, that's on them.
To prevent transgender people from buying guns, according to multiple reports. The news comes 1 week after the deadly school shooting in Minneapolis. The suspect in that shooting was transgender. Justice Department officials are reportedly considering a range of options, but banning an entire group of Americans from purchasing a gun could be difficult to implement or even illegal.
I mean, they already banned it in New York, basically.
We're going to be now joined by constitutional law expert Robert McWhorter.
I know what this guy is going to say. Oh, Second Amendments. Constitutional lawyers and all these lawyers think that they're giant geniuses, but there is always, even the common man can find loopholes in what they're saying sometimes. Like I was talking to my friend yesterday, he's currently in a lawsuit, and I was giving him some advice. Like if one lawyer tells you it's not possible, get legal advice from somebody else. That's all I'm going to say. Because I don't want to hear that bull crap, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that. But here, let's play this video because mentally incapable people already cannot have weaponry. People that have felonies cannot have weaponry, they cannot have guns. I'm a huge Second Amendment advocate. I don't believe that there should be so much restrictions on it. And in some cases, I think felons as well should be able to have firearms. It's that simple. Like some of them should be able to have firearms. But if you did something really heinous, like something to a children or something to a mother, then, I don't even think you should be getting out of prison. So I don't know about those people.
Werter and Robert, let's start out right now what you thought about this news.
Well, it's a little shocking. And actually, any gun owner should be very afraid, and the National Rifle Association should be up in arms about this proposal. Look, if you're going to say that a diagnosis of gender dysmorphia, which is...
I consider that a mental illness. That is just my personal opinion. That is not hate. That is not anything. Like I said, I don't care what you do with your life. That's all up to you. But I consider that to be mental illness. It's just love. It's just love. I'm just looking out for them. I consider that mental illness.
Part of the foundation of transgender.
But do what you like.
Take away guns. Well, why not somebody who's clinically depressed? Do they all get their guns taken away? What about somebody who just has a neuroses about, I don't know, whatever, and all of a sudden you're making a justification to take away their Second Amendment right to bear arms? And this is the thinnest of bases which to do it. Transgender people are usually 4 times more likely to be victims of crimes rather than perpetrators of crimes. And the people who have committed...
Now that statement you really don't want me to answer. You really don't want me to answer that. You don't want me to give my thoughts on that, because if you did, a lot of people out there are not going to like the answers. But double tap that screen if you guys have any questions, comments, or if you do want me to talk about it, I'll talk about it first, a super chat. But I do not want to say why I think that they have higher crime rates. Yes, I I do think people are committing crimes against them because of, they don't like that kind of thing, but I also think there's another reason that people are committing crimes against them. The last 7 mass shooters were on meds in the comfort of their straitjacket. That is insanity. You said weren't on the meds in the comfort of their straitjacket. Yeah, they should have been in straitjackets and they should have been on meds.
Mass shootings have been overwhelmingly heterosexual men, who are called cisgender, but let's just say heterosexual men. So
the fact that we have to use cisgender now to say a natural born man is disturbing to me.
to say that you're going to, kind of go after transgender people, frankly, I just think this is an attempt to create a narrative about the school shooting, the tragedy that occurred with the kids at Mass, and to try to take this focus as how this has something to do with the culture wars, other than the fact that we don't have gun laws that keep guns out of the hands of people who are dangerous.
And Robert, I mean, just how would this even work for gun owners in the stores? I mean, how would they be able to ask someone, "Hey, are you transgender?"
Well, that is a very good question. Because a lot of transgenders, you can't tell. Some, I suppose you can tell, but by looking at people. And then are you going to now ask for somebody's psychological profile?
Yeah. People that check themselves into a mental institution cannot own firearms in most states. I believe that's a state law, not a federal law. But what the hell is this constitutional lawyer talking about? That's what I'm telling you guys. Talking to a lot of lawyers, no offense to anyone out there, but some of the shit they say is just like gaslighting bullshit.
That's what you want as a basis for gun control, that you cannot buy a firearm unless you are deemed to be psychologically fit, then fine, but that's something that the National Rifle Association should be totally up in arms about. If we have a psychological test before you can own a firearm, I don't think that they would be very happy.
You don't need a psychological test. You need to not have checked yourself into a mental institution. It's really just that simple.
About it. And how else are you going to tell whether somebody is psychologically fit and whether they're transgender or not?
Yeah, that's so true. And what else, too, Robert? What about other groups? We're talking about, what about veterans that suffer from PTSD? Those are things,
If you have PTSD and you're a veteran, you're probably not going to do something crazy. You're just going to, get scared if you hear a noise at the middle of the night. Like, what the hell are these guys talking about? What about the veteran with the PTSD? Fuck off. That has nothing to do with trans people. That is not an accurate, good comparison. Sorry, not sorry.
consider as well.
Well, absolutely. And I will say, there is a history of this country of excluding a specific group of people. And it comes from the region of the country that has the longest history of gun control. And frankly, surprisingly, that is the Deep South, which banned all black people from owning firearms, whether they were slaves or not. Free black people in the South could not own firearms. And that extended well past the Civil War, well through Jim Crow, etc.
The same people that will judge you for your religion, the same people that will call you satanic, are open atheists. I learned this about the Democrat Party. Here's proof that some of them are demons. They're demonic. They will criticize you over Christianity and your religion, and they'll say, well, if you're a Christian, how can you be a Christian if this or that, or this or that? At the same time, they worship the devil, and they're atheists. They're atheists. If you guys have any comments, questions, anything you want to talk about, drop some super chats. Let me know where you guys are coming from and what you think about this whole situation. What is one of the questions when you buy one? Deport all illegal immigrants. Double tap the screen.
And, that.
If you're a Christian and you're asking me what's wrong with atheists, I don't know. Pick up the Bible that you claim that you follow and read it some more. Shall not be infringed. I got bad news for you. Like I've been saying 100 times here already, if you checked yourself into a mental hospital or any kind of mental asylum, you cannot legally purchase a firearm. Alligator Alcatraz is open. Someone in the comments down below, let them know if they have any comments, questions, anything they want me to play video-wise, talk about topics, drop some super chats. Trump won and secured a minimum of 12 years. Good luck with you make a Democrat Wish Foundation. Make-A-Wish Democrat Foundation. One of the questions when you fill out that federal firearms form is, have you been in a hospital for mental illness? These people should be checking yes.
It's one of the bases of why the United States Supreme Court decided in the Heller decision that there is an individual right to bear arms because of that racist past, excluding an entire group of people in America from the right to possess a firearm. So I don't see how this is all that different when you just decided to grab one group of Americans and say they should be excluded.
And it seems like, when we see these tragedies play out in really any part of the country, but you just have to change the name of the city or the town there. That's how unfortunate it is sometimes with these shootings. But, we kind of want to consider just the deep impacts this could make on people that are just maybe feeling a little bit different.
Yeah, I think so. Look, again, I'm going to go back to what I said before. This is, I think, an attempt. When these shootings happen,
Who the hell is Polly?
It's pretty clear. It's from the point of the people who don't believe there should be any gun control. They figure out a way to minimize it, talk about thoughts and prayers, and kind of delay it out. So let's talk about transgender now rather than core problems. And then, of course, the people who want more gun control have their positions as well on it. Look, if you focus on the Second Amendment, there is certainly a First Amendment right to bear arms, but like all rights in America, they are subject to limitations. Even the First Amendment is subject to limitations. And that limitation is called gun control. We do have various forms of gun control, and the question is where those boundaries should be. And I think you can make arguments that certain people or certain psychological problems, go into a judge and say this person is a danger to himself and others. You could create a mechanism for that without offending the Second Amendment. But to just willy-nilly say something with no basis.
That is a great point. Literally, the federal firearms form, when you fill it out, when you buy a firearm from the gun store, it asks you, do you use MJ? Do you have an MJ card? Something like that. I forget the exact question, but it basically asks you about MJ use. And, lying on a federal firearm form is a felony. So if you get caught lying on a firearm form, the ATF can come and pursue you and give you a felony, especially if you have a medical MJ card. They can easily find you and give you a felony. But that's neither here nor there. This is being held up in different. They are fighting against this in the Supreme Court right now. Actually, interesting enough, I think it's someone from Florida that has an MJ card that is fighting with the Supreme Court or some kind of federal level court about the right to own firearms, and they might have this taken off the federal firearm form, because I don't believe that should be a reason to take away your firearm.
In science or in law, one group should be excluded just because you want to change the narrative and not talk about anything that would cause greater gun control. I think that's cynical, and that's exactly what's going on here.
Now, what about when we talk about gun control and the efforts around it? It seems like, okay, if you are a bad person and you want to do harm, you are going to get that gun one way or another. That is an argument a lot of times with these types of situations where if you don't have the means, but you are going to find one anyway on the black market, what do you have to say about that?
Well, there's a certain point to that. I mean, we have more guns in America than we have people. And there's people with a great amount of guns. I do, however, think that a lot of this can be solved by waiting periods, certain reasonable gun control. And let's be clear, there is always some kind of gun control. For instance, if you're a violent felon coming out of prison, you don't have the right to bear arms. That is gun control. We don't have a right to buy an Abrams tank, assuming we have, $22 million spare, not counting outfitting costs. We don't have the right to do that. in America. At the time of the founding, you did. You could buy the most sophisticated military hardware around. So we do have some gun control, and the question is, should that be extended? I think there are reasonable arguments to be made that waiting periods save lives. They put things, but like you said, you're somebody who's determined and somebody who's crazy and wants to do this, they're probably eventually going to get a gun. But that doesn't mean we can't do everything we can to stop it.
What do you guys think? Should they be allowed to buy guns? Yes or no? 50-50, eh? Here, let's make it a little bit smaller and put it right there. Why or why not? If guns were the problem, there would be no people left. Pretty accurate. Yes or no? I misclicked. Should be allowed to check in at their local asylum. I 110% agree with that. They should be allowed to do that. Many of them probably do need to do that, if not all of them. I never said they weren't people. They're free to do whatever decisions they want. I have no hate or discrimination against them. Doesn't mean that I like what they do, but I would never encourage any kind of bad acts against them. Everyone deserves humanity and kindness, even if, they have some issues here and there. But it turns out most of you guys think yes. People need free health care for better gun control. I don't know if that would help it. Guns are not the problem. I'm a huge Second Amendment advocate. I don't think guns are the problem. I do not, but let's see. 60% of them. All right, the poll's over at this point. We got our point across. 50 votes. 60% of them said yes. Lunchbox, what do you think? Should they be able to? Yes or no? No shit. We can talk about whatever you guys want. This is your show too. All you gotta do is drop a super chat. Interesting. You are a huge Second Amendment advocate, so you say yes. Let's get interesting with it. If you guys want to talk about something specific, job reports, specific things in Florida, around the country, anything you want, I'm here for it. Oh God, another activist judge makes ruling on Trump's use of troops to fight crime in LA. Gas and food prices have been going down since Mr. Trump has been president. It is fantastic. It's Friday, guys. It's Friday. Drop some super chat question and comments, anything you guys want to talk about. But we can break it down, all the amazing things that Donald J. Trump has done. I mean, we can sit here and do that, but also I'm gonna scroll through here and look at some of the new news. But yeah, guys, it's fantastic. Gas prices are lower. The only state that has higher gas prices is California because Gavin Newsom added a $1 gas tax this year. So that's only blue states have a little bit higher gas than some blue states. Sorry, California. Sorry to everyone out there in California that loves Donald J. Trump and their country, but hopefully it gets better, I guess. I don't know what to say, but I heard gas got more expensive there. And some other blue states as well that added more gas tax. Why would you add gas tax when we're in the middle of lowering prices? Look, the Democrats don't have a platform. This is the Democrats' platform. Hate Trump! Hate Trump! Gotta show Trump hate! Here's the Republican platform. Free enterprise. Secure borders, honest elections, real journalism, ethical judiciary, civil rights, moral standards, personal liberty. Meanwhile, look what the Democrats got. Hate Trump! Trump is an orange demon! Come on, Democrats, you gotta think about something more original than just saying that. We have better real journalism. A lot of journalism is propaganda, we can agree there. But we have better real journalism. Does anyone care about Alligator Alcatraz? Look, the Democrats' platform. Hate Trump! Republicans' platform. Free enterprise, secure borders, real journalism, ethical judiciary, civil rights, moral standards, personal liberties. Double tap that subscribe button. Double tap that screen. And yeah, let's get the likes up. Let's get to the subscribe. Come on, tell me something about the Democrat platform. I'll be waiting. This ain't a troll. This ain't a rage bait. This is dead ass serious. Please, tell me something about the Democrat platform. Anything? I'm still not seeing anything, guys. Come on, guys. I'm waiting. What about education? What about healthcare? They don't give free healthcare under Democrats. They just give shitty-ass Obamacare that raises the insurance price for all the working class. So what are the Democrats giving? I'm waiting. If anyone wants to debate me on this whole thing, we can. Join my Discord, link in the bio. I would love to have some debates here. We can talk about whatever you guys like. This is your channel as well. All you gotta do is drop some super chats, comments, whatever you guys want. But, you know. How about not dismantling the U.S. government? I don't know. It sounds like you're a globalist. You want to add more government? I want to take away some of the government. I don't want to add more government. That's not necessary, Democrats. Should that be under here, right here? Add more government? I think cars should be regulated more. Because you don't have a Second Amendment for cars. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. You're right about Obamacare, but it's great for elderly and small children. Well, the elderly can get Medicaid or Medicare, so I don't know what to tell you. Just because, children need it doesn't mean I want to pay triple the amount for my insurance. Sorry, not sorry. Insurance should cost, $350, $250, $450 a month. Globalists, D1 rage baiter? Nope, not rage baiting. Obamacare is shit, and 90% of the Democrats will agree. Are there any Democrats out there that actually think Obama did a good job with Obamacare? I'll be waiting. Energy infrastructure. Biden didn't add any infrastructure. Here's a super chat. Let's read it. Anyone with mental illness should not be able to buy a gun. Also, parents should not be held responsible. They steal them. Trans is a mental illness. Well, yeah, I do agree. I mean, would you guys consider anorexia a mental illness? Because I would consider that a mental illness. And those people make a lot more sense to me than body dysmorphia. Body dysmorphia is 100% a mental illness. Trans is not biological. There's nothing biological or scientific about trans. Nothing. Zero. What is biological about trans? These people that think they're women, they do not produce more estrogen in their head because they believe they're women. There's nothing biological about it. The only thing biological about it is it's a figment of their imagination. Like I said, I don't care if you are, trans. That's perfectly fine. And I don't encourage anyone to do anything. If you see someone, be extra nice to them because those kinds of people might be going through stuff in life. A lot of their family and friends don't support them, but they have mental illness at the end of the day, and you don't want someone like that going off the chain. So be nice to everyone. Be nice to everyone. I worship God. I do not worship Trump. Trump is not perfect. Trump has made a lot of fuck-ups and screw-ups. Double tap that screen, though. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I appreciate that super chat, by the way. That was a good one. I 100% agree. If anyone else has any questions or comments, my text got messed up. Parents should be responsible for kids stealing their guns. I agree. They should be responsible. You want to know why? Because if someone's under your roof, you should have if you have kids in your house, you should have a gun safe. I'm not an advocate for everyone to have gun safes. If you live alone or if you live with your wife and you don't have kids, you don't need a gun safe. It's not necessary. But if you live in a house with children, it should be necessary to have a gun safe. And your kid should not be looking over your shoulder while you're putting your combo into your gun safe. If you don't have a gun safe and if you're not locking your gun up in a gun safe, then I don't know what to tell you. But at the end of the day, once your kids reach an age, I mean, here's what I think. If you want to protect yourself, I think it's important to have your firearm near your bedside during the nighttime. So yes, I can understand that. You should have your door in your bedroom locked as well, and you should have your firearm by your side. But if you're leaving your house or you're leaving it unaccompanied, your firearm should be, if you're leaving your firearm unaccompanied, it should be in a safe. I've never heard a story of a kid taking a firearm from their parents when their parents were right next to the firearm. Like, say, for instance, the firearm was in their bedroom or it was next to their bed. I never heard of a circumstance of that happening when the parents were at home. But if you're leaving your house, it should be, locked up, or your kid should be properly trained. You should be 100% knowing about your kids, knowing they wouldn't do any fucked up shit, and they should be educated with firearms and how to use them. They should either know how to use them and use them safely, and they should be mentally healthy, or these firearms should be locked up in safes, especially if they're at a young age, like 3 or 4 years old. But I'm not trying to impede on anyone's rights. Everyone has the right to do what they want. But I do think if kids do a mass at a school, they should be, the parents should be charged with it. Firearms are not the problem. 100% agree. Firearms are not the problem. The problem is these mentally ill children. And also the problem is, I'm not going to say who, but I talked to my friend yesterday, and his wife was a school teacher, and he told me that these parents are pushing transgender, LGBTQ, all kinds of leftist propaganda on their children at a very young age. Instead of someone ranting about things you don't know about, how about enlist in the military and actually make a difference? Are you talking about me, Josh? Or who are you talking about? I'm really confused with that super chat, but I appreciate it. Appreciate you, Josh. But I'm just being honest. I'm trying to spread the word. No, the other people in here. Last thing, what do you think about mass illegal immigration denial when England is almost going through a revolution currently? What do you think of mass illegal immigration denial? What do you mean? I'm kind of confused on that comment. Do you mean how England is now trying to push out some of the illegal immigrants, or they're now denying the illegal immigrants, or how these people are denying that there's a problem with illegal immigration? It is horrible that people in England will come onto my live stream and say, well, England doesn't like Trump. I'm sorry. I'm 20% Anglo-Saxon, 25% Anglo-Saxon. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that England is going in a good direction. Every English person I talk to with a brain tells me it's become a shithole. We left England for a reason. We left England for a reason, guys. That's all I'm going to say. We left England for a damn reason. And these people denying, saying, oh, illegal immigration isn't a problem. Illegal immigration isn't a problem. Illegal immigration isn't a problem. Yes, it is a damn problem. We're seeing this around the world. There is riots and protests of illegal immigrants in both Australia, the UK, many places in Western Europe and the United States, every country is now sick of this shit. Every country around the world is sick of the illegal immigration bullshit. It strains their infrastructure. These people come in here when they're 35 years old, never paid into the tax system, start taking up the benefits, while people that have been living here for 35 years of their lives, paying the taxes, don't even get the benefits that these illegal immigrants are getting. It is horrible, it is disgusting, and it is upsetting. It's upsetting. Like, these people should not be allowed to just come here and take up all the benefits, yada, yada, yada. The Democrats don't have anything to say. The only thing they can say is, well, if these illegal immigrants come in here and they pay $500 in taxes, $2,000 a year in taxes, that's going to help our country. No, it's going to strain our infrastructure. When you go to the hospital, it's thousands of dollars of strain on the infrastructure. Just going to the hospital one time just depletes all the taxpayer money you paid all year if you're an illegal immigrant. If you're just coming here, just starting to pay taxes, and you use the hospital one time, you don't pay your bill, that's straining the hospital system more than any taxes you pay. Even the couple immigrants that pay, illegal immigrants that do pay a lot of taxes, which is like 0.01% of them, are paying like 20 grand in taxes a year. Even if they pay 20 grand in taxes a year, there's still going to be 1,000 other illegal immigrants that all they do is suck up the benefits and strain the infrastructure system. We cannot have open borders. We cannot let these people in our country. We cannot let these illegal immigrants come into this country just because they, quote unquote, pay taxes. That's not a reason. It's just toxic empathy to the point that they'll destroy our own country. Have a good day. Good luck. Have a good day. Good luck. Thank you. Appreciate you. Have a good day as well. It is toxic empathy. Listen, I do have empathy. I'm not a heartless, even though I can act stone cold sometimes because I want to deport these illegal immigrants out of the country. I know that some people try to come into the country the right way and they get denied or their visa doesn't go through. I feel bad for those people, but the people that blatantly ignore the law and think that the federal law of this country doesn't matter and they can just jump over the border, no, I don't have empathy for them. Why would I have empathy for them? That just makes no sense. They're disregarding our country's laws. The first thing they do when the first thing they do when they come into this country is ignore the federal law. Sorry, I was, reading through some of the comments. Thank you, guys. Thank you. If anyone has any questions or comments or anything they want to talk about, let me know. England is not having a revolution. It's an invasion. That is right. I'm not pushing any propaganda. What propaganda am I pushing? All you need to do is look at the data. Look what happens to these shithole countries like England that lets all these illegal immigrants in. More stabbings, more murders, more killing, more crimes, less benefits for the people that need it. It's been Islamified. It's supposed to be a Christian country. Now it's becoming a Muslim country rather quickly. It's ridiculous, truly. It is truly ridiculous. Stolen land, stolen land. 90% of people that are screaming that are just Democrats. They aren't even Native Americans. Stolen land from another white English Democrat. We cannot debate it. This country was founded on Christianity. Yeah, it's freedom of religion. You can be whatever religion you want. But both the United States and Canada were founded on Christianity. Canada was also founded mostly on Christianity. Every country that's formed has a majority religion, even if they have freedom of religion. Just like Saudi Arabia was founded on Islam. Just like Iran, founded on Islam. Do you want me to keep going? But whenever I say America was founded on Christianity, the Democrats scream at the top of their lungs, "It ain't a Christian country! It's not Christian!" I'm sorry the demon cried in you is screaming. I'm sorry the demons in your soul are screaming at the top of your lungs. But literally, the Bible is in the Constitution, so it's in our laws and in our Constitution. So I don't know what you Democrats are screaming about. Demon craps! Double tap the screen. I show speed? Nah, I wouldn't vote for him for president. Talking about religion is clan talk to the Democrats. Don't talk about God. Don't talk about Jesus. Whatever you do, do not read a Bible verse. That is clan talk. How dare you? Because our only thing in our platform is to hate Donald J. Trump. It is freedom of religion, but what religion was this country mostly founded on? Come on, someone in the comments can tell me. J.D. Vance would be a great president, I agree. I agree 100%. Who hides behind their religion and how so? It's really sad to see the majority of the Democrat Party is, freaking Satanist or atheists. Do we got any Democrats in the chat that actually believe in the Lord and Savior or no? Please tell me. Please tell me. Give me hope for the Democrat Party. Do we have any Democrats that are watching that are Christians? Does anyone know? Does anyone know? Any Democrats that believe in Jesus? Any Democrats that believe in Christianity? Okay, we got one. Great. I'm glad to see that. That brings happiness to my heart. There is, not me. Okay, I am. Congratulations. Even if you don't like Donald Trump, if you're a Christian, double tap that screen, subscribe. Because I love to have a Christian following. We need more fellow Christians. Forget Republican versus Democrat. If there's any specific questions you guys want to ask or talk about, just drop some super chats. I answer all of them. God is love no matter what. 1000%. Doesn't matter if you're Democrat or you're Republican. We should still come together as Christians because this country is becoming less and less Christianity. And I'm not trying to call anyone out or a specific party out, but I'm going to say it. Most people that don't believe in God are Democrats. It's just facts. The only one mooching off their parents are Democrats. What if you're Muslim? If you're Muslim, that's fine. I'd rather you be religious than not religious, to be honest with you. Even though I don't agree with, certain Muslim beliefs and aspects, but if I had to choose between an atheist and a Muslim, I'm probably going to choose a Muslim. There's nothing hateful about spreading love and joy in religion. Listen, there is a lot of cancerous aspects of certain religions, but at the end of the day, I'm going to choose someone that's religious. If you're Muslim, Jewish, Hindu, I'd rather discuss with you if you have some spiritual beliefs than just being straight up atheists. If believing God is love, why hate Democrats? I don't hate Democrats. I'm saying they hate Trump. I don't hate Democrats. How can I hate Democrats when I have Democrats in my family? I don't hate people because of their political beliefs. I dislike them. I hate Democrats that are wishing death and destruction upon me or our president. Those are the type of Democrats that I hate. If you're openly wishing for the death and destruction of me or the president, yes, I don't hate you, but I don't like you. I'll just put it that way because I don't think I do hate them. Hate's a strong word. I don't, hate them, but I don't like them. Goat, 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 goat. Isn't the Online Safety Act in the UK? Are you talking about UK policy right now? Just because you talk about Christianity and nationalism, you're a part of the KKK. Horrible. I don't support any evil. But I have seen a lot of evil coming out of this party. A lot of evil. A lot of demons. See, look, there's some demon comments down below. Listen, I have friends and family that are both Democrats and atheists, agnostic. Listen, I just think that you should believe in something. What is the evil you have seen? I've seen this party actively trying to destroy people because of their political beliefs. Actively trying to ruin people's lives because they hate Trump. People that just support Trump, they ain't even Trump, just people that support a political view. They actively try to destroy their lives, and they wish for this man to be 6 feet under. That is demonic. And I've seen worse than that, but I'm not even going to say on here. Listen, a lot of horrendous stuff does happen in religion. Tell me what to look up? I don't know what you want me to look. I don't know what you want me to tell you. But guys, smash that like button, subscribe, Demon Grats! Now there's a difference between a Democrat and a Democrat. Jesus gonna have everyone in this chat to wash his feet. How do you deal with family members who disagree with you? Well, I mean, if they're a Democrat, how do I deal with them? There's not really much dealing with them, guys. I mean, you just got to let them do what they're going to do, especially if they've been hating Trump for the last 8 years. If they've been a Democrat for the last, 40, 50, 60 years. The Democrat Party has changed a lot. A lot of older people are just stuck in the Democrat Party because it was a lot different in the 90s and the 80s. A lot of us MAGA supporters would have been, Democrats back in the 80s and 90s. In the 70s, of course, in the 60s. Democrats be like, you're not allowed to support another party. I mean, yeah, I'm a Trump supporter, I'm a MAGA supporter, but if an actual good Democrat came along, like some of the other presidents that were Democrats, I would vote for them. I would vote for them. I'm not a red guy no matter who, but they are a blue no matter who kind of party. The Democrat Party, I would argue, has changed much more than the Republican Party. But they've both changed a little bit. I know everyone's not in one box. Like I was telling someone before, you can support Donald J. Trump and wear this hat, but at the same time, you don't agree with everything. You don't have to agree with everything to say one president is superior than another, especially if it's Trump versus Kamala. Good sir, I'm not Hunter Biden. I do not touch that stuff. Everyone is a demon until they are let into the golden gates of heaven. I bet I might even get sent down to get tested. Jesus, J Money, that is dark. Listen, I can really tell you age doesn't matter. I've talked to a lot of people on this live stream before. Yes, it is true that a lot of dumbasses are 19, 20, 21 years old. I'm older than that, but a lot of dumbasses are around that age and in college and live at home with their parents. I don't fit into any of those categories. I don't live at home. I'm not in college. I'm not 21 years old. I'm not 20 years old. I'm in my mid 20s. And I do not fit into any of that category, but I can tell you that there are people that are 50, 58 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old that spread absolute political bullshit and nonsense. Not to mention there's 58-year-old people that are basically jobless Democrats that don't have running cars and that have doctorate degrees, have written books, all kinds of shit. They're financial advisors, but they're broke, etc., etc. There's all kinds of people, and they think they're so smart. That is bullshit, Lisa, and you know it. But do we got any more questions? I did live pre-internet. When I grew up, I did not have a smartphone until, a certain time. I didn't. Well, pre-internet? No, not pre-internet, but pre-smartphone. Sorry, when I said pre-internet. I'm interested in learning about anything. Oh, I hate Nick Fuentes. He's a racist and a neo-Nazi. Yeah, I didn't mean to say pre-internet. For some reason, when you said that, my thought instantly went to like smartphones and social media. But I guess that shows you how young I am. But yeah, when I was growing up, I remember when social media started coming out. And I did not like the result. And I remember when smartphones started getting popular. I also did not like that. But it's a different society we live in now. The generation under me doesn't know with what it's like not to be raised without a smartphone. Like, I think it's fucked up if you're giving your 3 or 4-year-old an iPad to play on, but that's just my personal opinions. You can do whatever you want. Because then you're literally draining their dopamine. Swipe, 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 swipe. Video, 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 video. Game, 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 game. That is the thing that's fucking up people's brains. Nick Fuentes is the Antichrist. But everyone can do whatever they want with their own. I wasn't alive during Ronald Reagan, but he seems alright to me. Reaganomics. Wait when these iPad kids sell you longevity serums when your age is 96. What do you guys think about Reagan? Let me know in the comments. One of the best presidents we ever had. USA prospered during Reagan's years. Oh, you're screaming at the top of your lungs. It sounds like you have a personal problem with your finances, my friend. Sorry to hear that. Sorry you aren't a Congress member making $250,000 a year. That's unfortunate, my friend. If you guys have any comments, questions, anything you guys want to talk about, drop some super chats. If not, we'll end this in about a minute or two. If you don't like America, commie, you can leave. Ever thought about that? I would love to have a Democrat on my channel that lives in America that absolutely hates it. That would be a great show. No, I'll answer your question if it's good enough. I've just answered a couple of questions for free. But if you want a 100% response rate, drop a super chat. I'll give you guys 60 seconds to ask whatever you want. I'll answer most of them. Why do all these jelly Diddycrats hang around so much? Is this an advert rage bait channel? I don't think so, but I don't know. I love America. It's the job of Americans to make the country a better place, not leave because they don't like it. I like that. I like what you said. And instead of changing the unfair system, I want people to better their lives instead of complaining that the rich are getting richer. Whenever someone hates on the rich, that just means they wish they were rich, but they won't put in the work to get there. That's all that means to me. They don't really care about how the system is unfair. They just wish they were rich. They wish they could work harder, I guess. Or they wish they could find some kind of motivation. Damn, Sean, damn. You'll get back up, Sean. Don't worry, my guy. You'll get back up. You'll get back up, guys. If anyone's down right now or dealing with difficulties, work hard, and I promise you'll get back up. That's all I'm going to say. Damn, my guy, damn. Can I call in? Yeah, sure. Just join my Discord so I can send you a link. I feel the same way, Sean. Well, like 90% of the time people get rich, it's not at the expense of the poor. It's quite the opposite. It's benefiting the poor because the rich give the poor jobs. Every time someone creates a company or makes money some way, somehow, and they start gaining success, what do? They hire employees to help them. That is putting money in another man's pocket. Why does old white guys love golf and NASCAR? Well, everyone loves NASCAR and golf. Golf is okay. Get ready for a payday and propaganda machine? Well, my opinions aren't for sale, but not all of the rich, but a lot of the rich work very hard. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up unless we have any final good questions or comments. Join the Discord if you want to come on the stream. And yeah, let me know where you guys are coming from. I'd like to hear that too, but I'm going to wrap up in 40 seconds. But yeah, join the Discord. Okay, I guess you guys got nothing else to say. Bye, guys. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one, Sean. Enjoy the beautiful country of Australia. The rich also do a lot of charitable donations. That's true. If we didn't have the rich, we wouldn't have big charitable donations. Peace out, guys. Peace.